Hello there, it's the Fabled Harpooner again, this time using a lance. One of the most weird lances, actually. The Plegis Needle. I'm not sure actually how you read that word, or what it stands for. This is another re-recording, the third out of 4 really. And I can let you know that this lance fares quite nicely versus the Gobul for some strange reason. Considering its yellow sharpness it has, and the fact that it's a paralysis weapon, you wouldn't expect something like this. Well, at least I didn't expect it, even with the boost from the opposite. But I'm gonna go ahead and use this, see how it comes out. Now, the paralysis will come in handy versus its tail. This only thing that's actually going to be useful at center point, and the status I will actually manage to get a couple of paralysis applied to it. So let's show off this lance. Also, you may notice that the Chacha's wearing the fluffy mask rather than the real mask. That was the case in the original video as well, because the mask was already at level 3, the grill mask, and this was at level 2, so I like to keep the masks leveled at the same level basically. So I do that. Polisher could be handy, even though this comes with just Thunder Caller. The Water Bearer comes with Medic, or Medic can be of a use. Polisher. Always good to have that extra little speed in polishing. Basically, the healing is handled by Chacha, so I don't really need healing on my own, or at least not that much. Now with this weapon, we'll see me using, or trying to use, the counter attack, as well as the shield advance attack. I feel that, at least in YouTube, the videos I've seen out there, don't seem to talk about the shield advance much. And I find it to be a shame, because it's an interesting... It's not an attack per se, but it's a move that the Lancers have that allows them to advance through most attacks while minimizing a stamina drain. Usually it's better than blocking, although there are some attacks that are an exception, or that you require a guard plus level to actually be of any use. Thing is, you can lead it up with the shield bash and then with the 3 stabs. The first stab must be an horizontal straight stab. Anyway, as for the lance, the 3 attacks that you are familiar with, or if you're a lancer, is the 3 frontal jabs or stabs. You get a counter there. Then there's the 3 upwards stabs. You can actually mix them. And that's the counter. Now, that was a good demonstration of the counter. Or at least when sometimes you can't really use it. So without the guard boost, the guard plus level, trying to counter its roll attack will just result in a block and a pushback. Here you can see I can still counter it, but it's a slow counter because I'm lacking the guard level. So depending on how powerful the attack is, the counter will either actually counter perfectly with no problem, do a slow counter which you take some pushback but you still get attack out, just a bit delayed, or you just get pushed back back without getting a counter out. This is modified by the, as I said, by the guard level. So the higher the guard level, the most likely you are to counter most attacks, or the majority of them. The level +1 is usually the one you want most. The +2 guard is something that you want to get only against certain monsters that have really powerful attacks that guard +1 isn't enough to counter against or block. Okay, you do really need to do that, mate. But strange sound this thing has. I mentioned the same thing in the other video, but when you put it away, or you sharpen it, it has that plop noise. Oh, no. There you go, the first paralysis. I think I should manage to get 2 or 3. Shame that I'm not in a good position to go for the tail, and I'm not dodging right after the 3rd stab to get the combo going. You can even counter the lash. As long as you're aiming, facing more like the right direction. Plop. It's a strange type of plop, it's not an actual plop. It's a curious sound it makes when you put it away. Now, underwater, this weapon is quite formidable actually. None of its attacks really change much underwater, and since you have the ability to block, it's not difficult to just stand your ground, or your underwater whatever. Ah yes, oh no, that I didn't want to do. Something I explained in the other videos, hopefully I might explain from here, is how to use the shield advance to dodge rather than block through an attack. The way I do it is facing like here. That's a bit of a nifty demonstration. Just to face away from the attack to the side, or to a place where you know the attack is not going to hit, and try to shield advance through it. Angry. Now, I'm not sure if you noticed, but I'm actually losing some health with attacks. So they're small amounts, but they do add up. If you're not careful. Certain attacks will have powerful, piercing, I'm guessing, will hit through the blocking. There's a partial damage, yeah, something like that. Got the best description of it. Yeah, some attacks have partial damage against blocking. If it's really powerful and you don't have the right guard level, it will still take some damage from the attack itself. That one is one that you want to particularly avoid, unless you have the guard level that you require, as I said already, I think too many times, not too many times since West. That is one attack you can't block. I don't think you can even block it with the guard up skill. Mostly because it doesn't count as an attack, or the angle is a strange one because it comes from behind you as it sets you up. Or it's just a special skill attack ability that ignores any kind of blocking defense. Okay, kind of stuck here. Yeah. Oh, come on. That was so lucky. If it hit me, oh, I would have been so annoyed. Now, I'm trying to use the shield advance here to demonstrate some of its effects, although I'm actually a bit low on stamina. I want to boost a bit here as well. Top it off. The advance itself will consume 1 bar of stamina as if just dodged, so you must take that into account. During the animation of the block shield advance, you will only block attacks as long as you have stamina remaining for it. If you accidentally use up far too much stamina for the actual advance, you won't be able to block. So if you do this move and you put your amount of stamina just below the 1 bar, you won't be able to block anything. Delay reflex there to block. If you follow it with the bash, you do knockout damage, knockout / exhaust, and you can follow up with the 3 stabs easily. The first one of which, as I said, has to be the forward stab. You can't advance into upwards stabbing, you have to actually shield and then bash front, up, up, or the last two can be up, or front, or any mix of the both. You can even follow it with the counter. It's actually a versatile weapon. You can combo in pretty much any possible way, different attacks that it has. Used up sharpness on the appeal. Oh yeah, and the back hop is really useful underwater, especially when you need to put some distance between you and the monster. Like for example, when the Gobul is going to do its attack. There was a bit risky, wasn't really angled properly. Bounce there. Okay, that's weird. It's limping but decides to go to 1. Might be able to get it killed here. One thing you can't do, and that was removed from try, is that you can't counter after the third stab. So you need to take that into account if you want to reserve the final attack for our counter. Oh yeah, correct. Well, I'm not getting a kill in this area, maybe the next one. Probably won't. Got hit by that, thought I could have swim my way in time. Okay, I thought that was it was going to do a roll attack and blew up. It's just got slightly enraged. Counter didn't come out then. Oh, let's see if we can do it. Yes! Second paralysis out there. That helped me out in order to kill it before it went to 8. Got some mine spot there, just behind the wall. Maybe any others? Looks only one, not one. So we can get some ores. Always handy. Maclight, same. Not much, mostly iron, which is, as I said, handy. Actually, I might try. See if I can get to one in time, because there's a rock there. I remember. No, didn't get out there in time. There's a rock in Area 1 that leads to Area 3. That I actually never noticed before until the very end of the game. Just realised that there was one there and comment on it. I think no one else really noticed it either. So strange. And it's a good spot for some minerals as well, at least the low rank ones. Pegmatite you can get from there as well as some talismans, as you get random drops from it. Anyway, this has been the Fabled Harpooner, hunting a Gobul with the Plegis. Plegis? Plegis? I have no idea how to say that word. Well, whichever the word it is, the lance, the weird mushroom. Oh yes, I forgot. This is something I mentioned before. For this lance, you need to. Is there a Gossi here? No, it isn't. No, it's not. You need to trade in a 2-star commodity for bind shroom, yes it is, I think it is, which is just 2-star tradable with the Argosy. There's no other way of getting this shroom, you can't even farm it either, once you have one, so you have to trade several times if you want more. I think I've already traded for 5 more for the next upgrade of this lance. So if you want to get it, you need to, well, as I said, trade with the Argosy. Anyway, this has been the Fabled Harpooner. See you next time, and good hunting.